Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to That Blissful Wellness Podcast. I'm your host, David Williams, and today we're diving into a topic that's all about honoring ourselves and finding balance, setting healthy boundaries. We're going to cover 4 key areas that will help you protect your energy and enhance your well-being: self-respect, saying no confidently, clear communication, and digital boundaries. Before we jump in, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Each week, we explore insights and inspiration to support you on your journey to wellness. Join our community of listeners who are committed to living balanced, fulfilling lives. You don't want to miss it. All right, let's get started, beautiful souls. Understanding boundaries and self-respect. Quote, "Daring to set boundaries is about having the courage to love ourselves, even when we risk disappointing others." Brené Brown. Setting boundaries begins with self-respect. Brené Brown's quote reminds us that boundaries are acts of love toward ourselves. They're not about keeping people out. They're about deciding what we allow into our lives and protecting our mental and emotional well-being. Takeaway tip: reflect on and identify your personal limits. To set boundaries, start by identifying areas where you feel drained or stressed. Maybe you find yourself always saying yes to last-minute plans when you really need some downtime. Or perhaps you're staying late at work because it's hard to say no to extra tasks. Reflecting on these patterns will reveal where boundaries are needed. Begin with small boundaries. For example, after a long day, let yourself have an hour of personal time without interruptions. Practice saying, "I need some time to recharge," to friends or family. This might feel awkward at first, but consistency is key. As you reinforce this limit, others will begin to respect your need for personal time, and you'll feel more grounded and energized. Setting boundaries isn't about being selfish. It's about preserving your energy so you can show up fully in all areas of your life. Remember, beautiful souls, self-respect is the foundation of a balanced, joyful life. How to say no with confidence. Quote, "You have to decide what your highest priorities are and have the courage, pleasantly, smilingly, non-apologetically, to say no to other things." Stephen Covey. Saying no can feel difficult, especially if you're used to people-pleasing. But as Stephen Covey says, when we know our priorities, saying no becomes an act of honoring what truly matters. It's not about rejecting others, it's about protecting our own energy. Takeaway tip: practice saying no with simple, polite language. To build confidence in saying no, start small. Practice with situations that feel less intense, like saying no to social plans when you need to rest, or declining a minor request at work. Try phrases like, "Thank you, but I won't be able to commit right now," or "I appreciate it, but I have too much on my plate." These responses are polite, direct, and respect both your time and the other person's request. Let's say a coworker asks you to take on an extra project, but you're already at capacity. You can say, "I'd love to help, but I'm focused on my current responsibilities and won't be able to give this the attention it deserves." Notice that you're not apologizing excessively or giving long explanations. You're simply stating your reality, and that's enough. Remember, saying no isn't about disappointing others. It's about respecting yourself. With each no, you're carving out time and energy for the things that align with your highest priorities. Beautiful souls, let's start saying no confidently, knowing that every no makes room for a more balanced life. Communicating boundaries clearly. Quote, "Good fences make good neighbors." Robert Frost. Clear communication is the cornerstone of effective boundaries. Robert Frost's quote reminds us that boundaries, like fences, define where we stand and create respectful space. Being clear about our needs prevents misunderstandings and helps others understand our limits. Takeaway tip: use I statements for respectful boundary setting. When you communicate a boundary, use I statements to express your needs without sounding accusatory. Instead of saying, "You always text me after hours," try, "I work better when I have uninterrupted time in the evening, so I won't be responding to messages after 7 p.m. This approach focuses on your needs and minimizes defensiveness. Express your needs early, before frustration builds up. For instance, if you find work emails creeping into your personal time, talk to your manager and explain your desire to keep after hours reserved for family or relaxation. You could say, "To maintain my productivity, I'll be handling emails only during work hours. This way I can recharge and come back focused." Setting boundaries is about being kind yet firm. With clear communication, you're more likely to be heard and understood. Beautiful souls, remember that boundaries don't isolate us. They create spaces for healthier, more balanced relationships. Setting digital boundaries and managing screen time. Quote, "Almost everything will work again if you unplug it for a few minutes, including you." Anne Lamott. In a world filled with constant notifications and digital distractions, setting boundaries with technology is essential for mental clarity and personal well-being. Anne Lamott's words remind us that unplugging is often the best way to recharge ourselves. Takeaway tip: establish digital-free zones and times. To create balance, designate certain times or spaces as digital-free zones. For instance, try a no-screen after 8 p.m. rule to wind down before bed, or make the dining room a screen-free space. This small shift can lead to better sleep, more mindful eating, and improved focus. You can also limit work notifications outside of office hours by turning on Do Not Disturb or setting email filters. This simple change allows you to separate work from personal time, helping you feel less overwhelmed and more in control. Start with one tech-free zone or time that feels achievable. Stick with it for a week and notice the difference. Are you sleeping better? Do you feel more present with family or friends? Beautiful souls, boundaries with technology aren't about missing out. They're about choosing where your attention and energy go. So, there you have it, beautiful souls. Self-respect, saying no, clear communication, and digital boundaries. Together, these elements create a holistic approach to boundaries, giving us the tools to protect our energy, enhance our well-being, and foster healthier relationships. Final advice: remember, boundaries are a form of self-love. Each time you set a boundary, you're making a powerful statement about your worth and values. Start with small steps, communicate openly, and honor your needs. As you strengthen these boundaries, you'll find more balance, peace, and joy in your daily life. Thank you for joining me today on That Blissful Wellness Podcast. If you haven't yet, don't forget to subscribe to stay inspired and uplifted each week. And if you're ready to dive deeper into personal transformation, check out our Transform Your Life series at That Love Podcast, or explore our wellness insights on That Blissful Wellness Podcast. Together, let's build lives rooted in self-respect, balance, and well-being. Until next time, beautiful souls, stay strong, stay true, and as always, stay blissfully well.